So Shoe on Head got another video up a couple days ago. So we're going to check it out and see what Trump really destroyed. The dark truth behind USAID. Trump basically destroyed a lot of shit that we didn't like. All right. So they got rid of a lot of useless spending. And for some reason, the people on the left who actually hates the government spending a shit ton of money on useless shit, they got super upset with it, which is insane. Weird.
Donald Trump, along with Elon Musk, have created a new government agency called Doge. And what I originally thought was just an older sibling giving a younger sibling an unplugged video game controller actually turned into a real thing. And their first order of business was dismantling USAID, an innocent government program that helped poor people all around the world. Or was it?
All right. Give it to me. Give it to me
Hello,
raw.
and welcome back to the Shoe on Head channel. I am Shoe on Head, and I am not real. I am a figment of your imagination. You have been in a coma since 2012. Wake up.
If that is true, I'm going to put all of my money in Bitcoin. But I need to follow all orders of operation to get to where I am now. Is because if that's the case, that will suck. But yes, invest a shit ton of money in crypto. Like fucking put everything into Bitcoin. Follow everything all the way through. Break up with my ex in 2015, early 2015. Meet my wife, get married, have a kid, start a YouTube channel, and then I can retire. Big brain.
Wake up. Today we will be talking about the dark, seedy underbelly of USAID. This is a topic I've been interested in for a very long time now. And now that recently USAID has been in the news, I figured it is a perfect time to finally talk about it. All the mainstream liberal coverage I've seen of this has basically been late night talk show hosts crying fake tears about it being dismantled, and all the mainstream Republican coverage has just been about all the woke shit USAID.
Do you know what's crazy? That I think Vosh or like a couple of other like big time like political left-leaning streamers was funded by USAID. I'm not sure if that is true, but that's what I heard. And like I remember hearing Vosh is like, "Oh, I need more horse semen. If the government's taking away my horse semen, where do I get it from? Maybe I need to find an ethically sourced horse semen dealer." What are we talking about again? Yes, horse semen.
Aid was apparently funding. But I promise you, it is more than that. A lot more. If you're not a very political person and you only come here to consume the Reddit gender war slop, you should still stick around for this because this gets juicy. And remember, even if you're not interested in politics, politics is interested in you. And trust me, I understand why some people aren't interested in politics. It's confusing, it's stressful, it's a lot to keep up with. I feel like 500 things happen every single day. But thankfully, I have a tool to help with that. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, this video is sponsored by USA. Just kidding. This video is sponsored by Ground News. Let's quickly give them a shout out and then we will jump back into this deep dive, shall we? Ground News is a website and an app that gives readers a fun and transparent way to read the news all across the political spectrum, from left, right, and center. Every story comes with a quick visual breakdown of political bias that helps you understand the full story and makes sure you're getting both sides. One of my favorite features of Ground News has to be the blind spot feature. It shows you news stories that have been covered by only one side of the political spectrum.
So like basically when I start like looking into like backgrounds of like Blair White, like I don't know whether or not if it's like conspiracy theory or food stuff.
And ignored by the other side. For example, here is a story about how Elon Musk apparently pressured the Reddit CEO to moderate content on the site. Right away, we can see that the story has been covered by 12 sources. And out of these 12 sources, 75% lean left. And no right-wing sources have covered it. Ground News also makes it really easy to compare headlines to see how political bias or ownership can affect the framing of a story. For example, this right-wing headline about how Trump is taking executive action to make DC safe and beautiful, while this left-leaning headline frames the same story as Trump wants Washington, DC to be Berlin 1939.
Yeah, I think getting something like ground news is actually really, really important, especially if you want to see bipartisanship, like stuff like more of the center, like only the center's talking about it. But you'll see like, okay, which one of these news outlets is biased? We all know which news outlets are biased, but you want to see how they frame things. And like, especially if you talk about news and like, especially politics, this definitely does help. What is this here? What is this? Can I get a gallon of your cheapest horse batter? Horse batter. Is horse batter for like another way of saying like crusty, dried up horse cum? I do need it for my my meth lab.
What? I've been using Ground News for 4 years now because it's great. I love it, and it really helps me see how both sides frame things so differently. Best of all, I am currently offering 40% off their Vantage plan.
That's a good
what
deal.
I use to access all of their amazing features.
40%, basically free money.
$5 a month. That's like the price of a coffee, and it is so worth it. It is one of the first apps.
It's not a price of a coffee. The coffee is like $5.50 at Starbucks for like a grande. It's fucking expensive now. Even in like I would say like an Americana, it's like $3. It used to be like $1.25. It used to be not Americana, Americano. Sorry. It used to be like $1, $2 at most. Now it's like fucking $4. The fuck.
Apps I check in the morning. It's great. So go to ground.news/shoe or use the QR code on screen right here or use the link in the video description down below. Again, that is ground.news/shoe or click the link down below. I think what they're doing is super important because it helps people approach the news in a more fair and balanced way, and I feel like we need that now more than ever. So thank you to Ground News for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad. Right. Now let's get back to this USAID deep dive, shall we? So Donald Trump and Elon Musk created the Department of Government Efficiency, aka Doge. Get it? Like the Reddit meme from 2012? Epic bacon, my fellow memers. Honestly, who am I to talk about dead memes? My username is Shoeonhead. So Doge's supposed goal seems to be cutting useless spending the government is making us pay taxes on. Now, I have very mixed feelings about taxes. From each according to his ability, to each according to his needs. Taxation is theft! The tree of liberty will be refreshed with the blood of tyrants! My opinion has always been, if we are going to pay taxes in this country, could they at least go to things that actually help people, like Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, child tax credit?
I'm so fucking annoyed and pissed off how these fucking left-wing idiots, the fucking tiny fringe minority, fucking loud bitches online saying, oh, they're gutting USAID. What are we going to do now? And like more than half or maybe like almost 75% of the money is going to shit outside of the US. Now, I said this a lot of times. If we're going to waste money, why don't we waste that money for the people that are here? Like waste it on ourselves. Why the fuck are we funding like fucking transgender surgeries in other countries? Why the fuck are we making like transgender plays and operas? Like no one, why? It's because they're trying to spread that fucking dumb, idiotic like ideology to other countries, making that, oh hey, this is actually okay. It's actually, shut the fuck up. Nobody cares about that shit. All right? And the fact that Dylan Mulvaney said that he or she is going to be moving out of the country. I'm going to say it again. I heard Iran throws a killer rooftop parties. That's what I heard.
Credits, firefighters, fixing our bridges and roads, castrating pedophiles, government-funded girlfriends, things like that. And yes, we should be auditing the government. I think that's a good thing. Frankly, I don't care who does it as long as they do it well. Good things are good, bad things are bad. I'm anti-bad things, pro-good things. Those are my politics. And hating libertarians. Just kidding, I love libertarians. I get along great with them. As long as we don't talk about child labor. Anyway, Doge got straight to work, firing government workers and basically hiring my Twitter mutuals. What was once a theater kid-occupied government is now a right-wing schizo poster-occupied government. No, I am not joking.
So this is a 19-year-old high school graduate who has used the unfortunate nickname Big Balls.
The fact that they said big balls on fucking CNN says big balls, that is fucking amazing. This is peak cinema. This like it's so good.
Online, so that would be one way that we could refer to him. He is now working at
You have
Musk's behest
balls.
Inside Doge.
I
If you had
love
told me
balls.
10 years ago that Donald Trump and Elon Musk would hire some Zoomer named Big Balls to help audit the government, I'd believe it. Like, yeah, that checks out. They have no relevant experience. Most of them aren't old enough to rent a car. They're not even old enough to rent a car. They're in their 20s. We sent 18-year-olds to go die in the wars you cheerlead on, you evil hag. Why are they so focused on the ages of these people when our government is basically a retirement home? But honestly, I don't blame Hillary Clinton. If I were her, I also wouldn't want 22-year-olds in the government.
Damn.
Months before dismantling the Department of Education, or apparently Sesame Street, Doge's first order of business was dismantling U.S. aid.
Without
Good.
providing any proof, Elon said USAID is a criminal organization. Oh, yeah.
Where's the
They're
line?
an international crime syndicate hell-bent on helping people.
See, the fact that it's called... Let's go back and see, just to make sure. The fact that it's called United States Agency International Development, it sounds good, but it's not. Same thing with DEI. It sounds good, but it's fucking garbage. It's like they create this shit. It's like, oh, it's going to actually help people. It's going to make everyone a lot better. Make sure you go over there and suck the dick of the Chinese man. Not me, though. Not me. Maybe me.
Crime syndicate hell-bent on helping people.
Pretty f***ed up, huh? Taking money away from an aid program that helps poor people all around the world. Except USAID was not exactly that. In fact, it doesn't even f***ing stand for aid. It stands for United States Agency for International Development. It has f*** all to do with aid. But honestly, I don't blame you for thinking it does. After all, they do make the word
A lot of people
aid
are
a
retarded.
different color in the logo. Those sneaky bastards. Although it said USAID provides 42% of global aid, the truth is most of those funds are just spent paying US contractors and secretly conducting regime change all around the world. In fact, 80% of all USAID funding goes to just 75 organizations, while only 6% of that goes to aid. And by auditing USAID, Doge
of fucking
exposed
money.
the true, real puppet masters behind the secret cabal of evil masterminds funding the woke ideology spreading all around the globe. You. Yes, it was you, American taxpayer. Turns out the deep state was the friends we made along the way.
Yep, like the fact that we paid for all that shit pisses me off. It's like, why? Like I said, if we're gonna send a shit ton of money, like hundreds of millions or even billions of dollars to other countries to like give sex change operations, I would rather have them just burn that money. But if they're gonna need to spend it somewhere, waste that money here. Okay, at least you're wasting it here. You're not wasting on another fucking country that I don't fucking care about. Like, bro, why are you sending this shit like off to other countries? Like, imagine it's like, hey, all your Gooner money that you saved up for this year, yeah, I'm gonna take 20% of that, and I'm actually gonna give it to this like Gooner Foundation, and it'll be really good. And you find out that Gooner Foundation basically goes and profit, and basically, you know, that profit goes to me. It's like, bitch, I didn't pay for you. I want Gooner shit. I didn't pay for you, fucking Chinaman. Fuck off. That's basically sort of like it. Probably not, because I just made that shit up.
And yes, it's true, we are spending billions of dollars in our tax money.
That is
fund
not
things
regular
like
Monster Energy.
Teaching
Sri
Sri
that's
Lankan
the
journalists
zero
how to
sugar
avoid binary gendered
Or
language, combating
the gross one.
disinformation in Kazakhstan, promoting inclusion in Vietnam, millions to an Armenian LGBT group, millions to rebuild the Cuban media ecosystem, millions for LGBT causes in the Western Balkans, millions for LGBT activism in Uganda, millions for atheism in Nepal, millions for male circumcision around the
Millions for male circumcisions around the world. What if I want to keep my aardvark? What if I want to keep the tip? Now my penis head is cold. Is because it's missing the foreskin. It's like a warm turtle. It's like a warm hug. And now you removed it. Why? Why? Who are you to tell me, hey, you're gonna lose that? If it's gonna get smegma or dick cheese, it's just let me clean that shit myself. I don't want other people to tell me, oh, you can't keep your dick cold now. It's like, your dick is gonna be cold forever. You can't keep it warm.
Uganda, millions for atheism in Nepal, millions for male circumcision around the world, and $2 million for sex changes in Guatemala. And many other things that were so ridiculous I had to double check to make sure I wasn't being trolled. Taxpayer-funded sex changes in Guatemala?
Yep.
We don't even do that here. Now, you might be saying, Shu, this seems like some stupid anti-woke shit. And yeah, kind of. You got me. But I ask you, young naive liberal, why the f*** was John Bolton once the head of USAID? John Bolton, for those of you who are unaware, is an infamous neocon hack. He's literally criticized Trump for not being enough of a warmonger. Neocon hacks,
he wrote a
for
book for
those
it
same
too.
few of you who are unaware, are the people in our government responsible for meddling with other countries all around the world and getting us into wars for basically funsies. The people who suck the teat of Raytheon, Boeing, etc. The military-industrial complex's favorite Discord kittens. These guys come in shades of red and blue. So why was John Bolton, a red guy, in charge of the same program, USAID,
Because
that
he's
is
gay.
sending American taxpayer money to foreign countries to have things like trans pride parades? The truth is, the USAID thing goes a lot deeper than what a lot of Republican commentators are saying.
Yep.
It wasn't just a bunch of libtards in government wasting our money on stupid woke things. No, there's way more than that. You see, it's current year and we can't...
I remember reading the list of like stuff that's being spent on other countries and not our own. Like that pissed me the fuck off. And the thing is, it's bullshit too. It's not like we're going to send millions of dollars to another country to build a bridge so people can have access to water. No, it's like, hey, we're gonna teach you why sucking dick is great. You're gonna sit there and suck dick, all right? We gotta accept other dudes that suck dick, all right? Sucking dick is not gay. And matter of fact, it's okay if you do queer stuff, you know? As long as you say no homo, that's fine. You can suck a dick and say no homo, and people will be like, all right, you're not gay. Like, if that shit's gonna go to other countries, why? Why? Just have that gay shit here in the U.S.
just do old-fashioned imperialism anymore. The people don't like that. It's a new era, so we have to dress it up in glitter and rainbows. To put it bluntly, USAID is nothing but another form of taxpayer-funded regime change, wearing an innocent mask of aid. Shut up, Shu, you dumb bimbo populist, you reactionary shitlord, you cry, tears running down your fat, retarded face. The United States is just giving foreign countries billions of dollars out of the kindness of their hearts. Oh yeah? I have a lovely bridge on sale down the road. Would you like to buy it? Listen, despite all its faults, I love America, and I love the American people. But if you believe the corrupt, greedy bureaucrats running the deep state of this country do anything out of the kindness of their hearts, you are a sweet, innocent angel, and you need to be protected at all costs. I especially side-eye any leftist who has the nerve to run defense for USAID, especially those who call themselves socialists or commies, considering the fact that USAID was basically
100%.
originally created to destroy communist countries all around the world. Established in 1961 by President John F. Kennedy under the noble guise of aiding developing nations, USAID was, in many respects, an instrument during the Cold War to counter Soviet influence and keep the Third World from crafting its own socioeconomic model. A year after President John Kennedy created USAID,
Like, she's 100% correct. If you are a socialist and you want the fucking rich people to share the wealth, and you want everyone to be sort of like be on the same level in terms of finances, and you guys want like some form of like UBI or some shit like that, and you guys should be fucking cheering from the high heavens that Trump and Elon Musk and Doge, they're getting rid of all of this bullshit and useless spending. But why aren't they? Is because Trump bad. Is because we must oppose anything that Elon Musk and Trump are doing. It doesn't matter if it's good. There's a very good skit from Key and Peele where Jordan Peele played Barack Obama, and I believe like the people that was part of his that's in his cabinet or whatever, he's like against him. No matter what Jordan Peele said as Obama, there's a skit. The Republicans will always say, I disagree. I disagree. No, I disagree. And so then they're like, so basically we should give more money to the rich white people and take money from the poor. And then they're like, I disagree. And it's basically a skit about that. And this is exactly that. It's literally a meme. And it's funny that life imitates art. Is because this is exactly what's happening. The socialists and the communists should be fucking thrilled about this, but they're not, which is fucking mind-blowing. And that's the reason why, this is part of the woke mind virus. It's a fucking hive mind. Everyone has to think alike. Everyone has to unanimously come together and hate Donald Trump. It doesn't matter if he's done anything good. You can't give Trump any credit. Oh, Trump cured cancer. No, cancer is actually really good for people. Cancer actually is a very good way for your body to tell you that, hey, we're going to grow a mass over here that's called a tumor, and your doctor's going to remove it, and you're going to live. They're going to find some bullshit way if Trump, for whatever reason, save some kind of bird, revive I don't know, whatever he does, that's good. These Democrats and liberals and leftists will never be able to praise him. It's because if you praise him even just a little bit, you are the enemy.
USAID in 1961, he told its directors that, as we do not want to send American troops to a great many areas where freedom may be under attack, we send you. It wasn't long before the CIA spotted an opportunity to extend its reach. In 1962, USAID launched its Office of Public Safety to send agents around the world under the guise of training police officers.
Okay.
But as it turned out, the trainers were busy teaching enhanced interrogation techniques, a euphemism for torture. The scandal broke out in 1966, and although the office was finally shut down in 1974, the dark practices persisted within military and intelligence circles. By 1980, USAID Administrator John Gilligan was candid enough to describe the agency as nothing more than a graduate school for the CIA.
Jeez.
At one time, many aid field offices were infiltrated from top to bottom with CIA people, he said. It was pretty well known in the agency who they were and what they were up to. The idea was to plant operatives in every kind of activity we had overseas, government, volunteer, religious, every kind.
And we pay for that shit. You like torture? Yeah, we pay for that shit. Yeah, it's funded by the government. When they say funded by the government, it's actually funded by the government and the people who funds the government, which is us.
USAID was quickly nicknamed the CIA's little sister. Oh, and here is John Bolton holding a trophy given to him by USAID in the shape of a hand grenade. Yeah, nothing to see here, folks. So let's talk about Zune Zaneo, shall we?
Ooh.
Sit down. I love this story. Taken directly from Wikipedia, Zune Zaneo was an online social networking and microblogging service created by the United States Agency for International Development, aka USAID, and marketed to Cuban users. It was covertly developed as a long-term strategy to encourage Cuban youths to revolt against the nation's government.
To spread propaganda. Okay.
The developers aim to use non-controversial content, such as sports and music, to build up subscribers and then to slowly introduce political messages through social bots to encourage dissent in an astroturfing initiative. So basically, USAID created a fake-ass social media platform in Cuba with our tax dollars, flooded it with bot content about sports and music and whatever, just to make it seem normal, then slowly started to manipulate the users and create political division on the app between Cuban citizens in order order to create political chaos in this country and a potential uprising. So yeah, how dare we take money away from those starving undercover agents?
Jeez.
To make things even more sus, the money we spent on Zunzuneo was publicly documented as an unnamed project in Pakistan. Yes, this fake-ass social media psyop they created in Cuba was documented by our government as being a project in Pakistan.
We've been saying that the government has been corrupt. It doesn't matter what side you're on. They've been corrupt for a long time. And that's the reason why when someone like Trump that doesn't really belong in either party, but basically is a registered Republican, he's not a politician. That's the reason why he got in and he won the first time around. Now, especially this time around in 2024, it was basically a landslide, a red tsunami, if you may. And we want this shit. We voted for this shit. We want them to stop wasting money. And anybody that was opposed to that are fucking retards. This is wild, man. Holy booger fart. That's fucking loud. Yo, Celluloid, thank you for the 11 months. Thank you. But yeah, it's wild how much they're okay with. I guarantee you, if, let's say, Kamala Harris would have won, thank God she didn't. Let's say Kamala Harris won, and she did this whole USAID, getting rid of that kind of stuff, right? Right? Like, if they're going to go ahead and get rid of all that kind of stuff, I would understand that the left and Democrats would have been okay, right? They would 100% be okay with it, is because retards like this motherfucker in chat would have been like, oh yeah, because it's Kamala Harris, so I'm absolutely 100% okay with them doing this. But now it's the fact that it's opposition, it's Trump, it's someone that you don't care for, it's someone that you don't like, that's actually helping the U.S. You'd be like, no, we can't have that happening, right? Yeah, you can say retard, man. It's like, stop being a fucking pussy and just say it. Retard, we're so back. We've been back for quite some time. You can say retard. It's okay. I'm not going to ban you for that.
Now, think of all the other weird shit USAID was supposedly funding. Those sex changes in Guatemala. Were they really sex changes in Guatemala? Or were they some covert psyop being done somewhere else in the world? I guess we'll never know now. Using social media to divide the masses and create political division. You don't think... No. They wouldn't do that. I mean, it's kind of weird they asked the former founder of Twitter to help with this project, but no. They would only do social media psyops in other countries, right? Right? In March 2024, a document was exposed that revealed USAID was running covert psyops all around the internet in order to combat populist misinformation about the government on Twitch, Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, and 4chan. Although its internal justification...
The fact that 4chan was hacked last week was absolutely crazy. Like, I remember when I went over to Side Scrollers, shout out to Craig and Blabs over there. The fact that when I went on to Side Scroller and they're like, yeah, 4chan was hacked. I'm like, what? And they're like, oh, we've been doing this shit. Like, we've been using the same code and the same, I guess you say the back end. We've been using that shit for like since the inception, so we never changed it. So of course it's very easy for it to be hacked. And I'm not sure if 4chan is sort of back up now, but yeah, like I never really used 4chan. Like it's very old stuff, but like I don't know, I just never found 4chan. But the fact that 4chan it's also being sort of monitored, it does make sense. And given the fact that 4chan, most, if not all, like some of the big people, I forgot what they're called, like the mods over there on 4chan, it's actually, they actually have .gov and .edu emails, which is absolutely crazy to hear. So you're saying that these people who are sort of like in charge, like the moderators that are on 4chan are government employees or government officials, which is wild.
Was halting the flow of mis and disinformation, it seemed particularly concerned with malinformation, a concept it defines as speech that is factually correct but misleading, i.e., bothersome truths the U.S.
As soon
government
as
would
Trump
prefer
endorses
the public does
oxygen,
not know.
all our problems will be
USA
over.
suggests
That's
directing
true.
the public toward mainstream corporate sources of information and psychologically inoculating them against inconvenient facts that challenge U.S. power by pre-bunking information before people see it. Pre-bunking
Of course.
includes discrediting the brand, the credibility, and reputation of those making false allegations. In other words, a state-directed attack against alternative media and
Who's this retard in chat? Is basically is basically a retard that did not watch past 45 seconds and basically thinks that I am supporting a game that is basically based off of sexual assaults, right? It's like, oh, this guy supports game about rape. It's like, no, bitch. Like, if you actually watch the fucking video and not read the comments, you will actually know that I'm defending that was developers' freedom of expression. And what it represents if you are to ban the game is because it's a representation of games in general. That's basically who that person is.
and critics of the US government. So basically, USAID was funding a bunch of dorks to go all around social media and be like, source every time someone criticizes the government. This is somehow more pathetic than when I used to use an alt account to defend myself on BreadTube subreddits. That is basically what our government was doing. Also, I like how this implies the people you called a Fed online might have actually been a Fed.
Yes!
There is a chance that you may have fought with a federal agent, a USAID federal agent on Twitter or 4chan. This also implies that like streamers and social media influencers may have been funded by USAID. But
That's what I'm talking about. I think Vosh is one person that was heavily funded by USAID. I believe once after they basically dismantled the USAID, I believe Vosh was like begging for money for like horse semen, which is fucking insane. He was begging for money, but we're not sure if it's horse semen, all right? But could be.
who? Who among us? Who would be willing to unquestionably, enthusiastically suck establishment cock that hard?
For all the bad stuff America does around the
Of course it's Destiny. Of course it's the cuck. It's fucking, oh my god.
world, USAID was just an organization that did a lot of nice things. Like it put a lot
Really?
of money into efforts to help people in a variety of ways.
Vosh
like
literally
both
said that he was a
materially
federal
and
informant?
culturally. It's just like a nice way for the United
Man.
States to have a positive presence around the world.
For the record, I do not actually believe Destiny is being funded by USAID. I just thought that transition was funny. I fucking love that quote though. USAID
true.
was just a nice organization that did a lot of nice things, like
Oh, really?
culturally help people around the world. Culturally help people? Why are we in the business of cultural imperialism? Why do we have to
Jeez.
culturally enrich Latin America or the fucking Balkans? So not only are we the world police, but we are now the world HR department? No thank you. Why are we spending billions of dollars doing
Karens.
fuck-ass shit in other countries while ours crumbles? I don't care about teaching gender studies to Ugandans. The pothole in front of my house hasn't been filled in 3 years.
Okay. I'm gonna stop being facetious and hyperbolic for like 2 seconds here. I don't live in a great part of town. I basically live in the desert. And I see a lot of homeless people that are veterans. Why the fuck are the money why isn't the fucking money going towards the VA? I hear from veterans, I hear from people who were used to be in the military, and they said that the fucking VA is garbage. Why aren't we putting millions or even possibly even billions of dollars to increasing this, like, I guess the shitty situation that the veterans are in? It's absolutely insane that we will rather send money to Ugandans, we would rather send money to Guatemala than help our own. That's fucking retarded. I don't get it. And You know, people are like, yay, you know, thank you for your service. You know, thank you for the troops. And then in actuality, they say, yeah, fuck them troops. It's because you guys don't fucking care about them. There are so many veterans like hanging around the street. Now, some of them, some actual homeless people are actually wants to be homeless, but a lot of them are veterans. You know, let's say the, you know, Army veteran, Marine veteran, you know, anything will help, God bless, and stuff like that. And it's just, it's saddening that we would rather send money for like circumcision somewhere else. It's fucking stupid.
These are my taxes, and I believe my taxes should go to help
We get
people
5
in my
years of
country.
coverage after
I
that.
don't think
Good
that's
luck.
controversial
Jeez.
to say. And I know many conservatives agree with me. I'll always hear them say, we can't be spending money in Ukraine. We have to take care of our own. And then they just don't take care of their own because that's socialism or communism or something. Listen, do you actually want to take care of your own? Do you actually want your taxes to go towards helping the poor and sick and families in this country? Are you actually America first, or are you corpos and foreign countries first?
The aid meant to go to VA is one of the biggest scams U.S. politicians had running forever now. People wanted to help veterans so much. They dump a lot of money into the VA thinking, yeah, like they need to actually go inside and like fucking, like you need to, like, Trump and Doge and Elon needs to like go inside, like, where are all this money that's going to the VA, like the fucking like these veterans, like I feel like we treat when I say we, I'm talking about the government. We treat illegal motherfucking immigrants that fucking snuck into our country, that becomes a criminal, fucking drives a car illegally, killing a bunch of people, or coming here raping and murdering a bunch of women. We treat them better than the men and women who fucking went to war and fought for the country. That is what pisses me off so much, is because, like I said, if you're going to waste money on our own people, actual legal citizens. Why are you spending so much money trying to get a fucking MS-13 person back from El Salvador? They fucking already called him. He's an actual illegal immigrant. He's actually part of MS-13. Why are there so many fucking illegal immigrants here that are using the system? Is because the Democrats allowed that shit to happen. Like, I'll say it once and I'll say it again. They allow illegal immigrants here. They make them stay here. They make it a sanctuary state like here in California. You cannot deport them. And then they sort of become a part, they sort of, you know, acclimate to the fucking, our culture here. And they get an additional fucking electoral college vote. And then they'll vote blue. This is exactly what happened with California. California will never go red ever again because of all these fucking illegal immigrants. It's like, oh yeah, Holmes, yeah, to California, yeah, Los Angeles, and you know, San Francisco, and you know, Sacramento. They're like very good to us Mexicans. So you gotta stay here, Holmes. You gotta stay here. I say we gotta do fucking vato shit like gangs and shit, bro. And then they vote Democrat because they allowed that shit to happen. So, we got to vote Democrat because they let that shit happen. You know, Trump will just deport us, Holmes. So they stay here. They vote.
Why are you gay?
They vote they vote blue no matter who. And then they're trying to do this to every fucking other state. And it'll basically be a one-party rule forever. And that's the reason why Trump is like, we got to fucking deport all these illegal fucking immigrants, is because they're going to fucking ruin everything. The Republicans, they do allow it too for cheap labor. But the thing is, if you're going to fucking be fucking gay about it, be gay about it that in a way that helps the U.S. Like, it pisses me the fuck off, man.
First, I'm more than happy to work
going on,
with
Angry
you on
Beard?
good things to fix this country. But I don't think the establishment GOP is.
You don't want able-bodied workers on a program that is intended, for example, for single mothers with 2 small children who's just trying to make it. That's what Medicaid is for, not for 29-year-old males sitting on their couches playing video games. We're going to find those guys.
Hey. I like video games. I like video games, especially Oh man. They were cooking you over that Steam game. Yeah, man. Is it Veslia? Veselia? I'm probably butchering your name. Yeah, they fucking hate me, man. It's fine.
We're going to send them back to work.
First
I
of
feel
all,
called out as a
Medicaid is for
36-year-old
anyone who
man.
needs it, period. And second of all, 29-year-old guys? You mean your fucking voter base? You mean the very demographic that is shifting the entire country in your direction?
Yeah, we got a lot of young voters came in voting for Trump this time around, right? But we also got a lot of Gen Xers that also voted. Yeah, a lot of young dudes they're more conservative now than ever. Is because Trump is based. Yeah, they don't want why would we want money going towards other countries? And that's the reason why I don't understand where Matt Walsh is coming from. Oh, anime is demonic. Oh, video game is demonic. It's like, is he joking though? I don't think so. I believe he is definitely a part of the satanic panic group, given the fact that I don't think Matt Walsh is that old. I think he's like 40 something, like early 40s. So he's probably like a young adult, maybe during the whole satanic panic thing, or maybe a teenager. But still, like the fact that him and his ilk are saying video games bad, anime bad, that's fucking retarded.
Those guys? Yeah, we're just wasting so much money helping young men. Those greedy gamers just gobbling up all the tax money. Not massive tax cuts to corporations and the rich. Not all the money to the bloated military-industrial complex. No. Gamers. Young men who can't
Walsh is
find
in
a
his
job,
late
can't
30s?
afford a house, can't afford college.
Man, white people
Young
look
men
old.
who can't build a family because of the society you created. Those guys, they need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps and pay for their own Medicare. This care isn't for them, it's for women. What? Great to know both sides of the establishment fucking hate young men. Anyway, sorry, I popped off. Let's get back on topic. Now, USAID did do some good things. I won't deny that. But even some of the good things that USAID did
promote
were
single mothers,
nothing
yep.
but a bunch of
That promoting single mothers is what, look, for me, it's what I see. It ruins a lot of black families. It's because it incentivizes them, right? It's like, hey, the government will pay for all your shit if you're, it incentivizes the dad not to stick around. It's sort of fucking messed up.
fronts. Using Cuba as an example again, because these are some of the only ones that have been exposed so far, there was a USAID program called the Travelers Project that was said to be an HIV prevention workshop. But yet again, it was nothing but another covert regime change psyop. This was exposed in 2014 by the Associated Press. Young Venezuelans and Peruvians were deployed by USAID to Cuba's college campuses for $5.41 an hour. Really, USAID? Billions of dollars force feminizing mice, and you can't even pay your spies a living wage? Sad.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Trans surgery for mice. Let's see if these trans mice have depression. Oh, they have depression? Let's use this on little kids. If you're 18 and you want to transition, go for it. Anything under that, fuck right off.
Anyway, they were used to recruit college students into political organizations with the goal of turning them against their government. The goal of, once again, creating political division. In the exposed memos about this, USAID called their HIV workshop the, quote, perfect excuse.
Huh?
Right. But we're totally funding DEI in Vietnam for pure humanitarian reasons, I'm sure. This was done so sloppily that even our boy John Bolton came out and disavowed it, but not without saying he thought it was a good idea in principle. Yes, it's a great idea to create taxpayer-funded secret psyops all over the world in order to f*** with other countries' politics. Just don't recruit teenagers to do it next time, okay? What? I also just think it's kind of funny we were funding anti-socialist agendas all around the world and disguising it as social progressivism. Don't think too hard about that one. Now, Cuba wasn't the only place USAID was culturally helping. On January 12, 2010, a 7.0 magnitude earthquake struck Haiti, killing 220,000 people, injuring another 300,000, and leaving 1.5 million more homeless. In the wake of the—
Yeah, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they still haven't really fully recovered. Like you're talking about a third world country that went through a 7.6 magnitude. Now, here in California, like about a week ago, like a week and a half ago, we witnessed a 6.3 magnitude earthquake, and it was in San Diego, and I felt it here in the desert. And like, our houses are built up to code in California, where like I believe ever since like '89, the big earthquake, like everything has to be built up to code, so just in case earthquake happens again. But yeah, this is fucking crazy. And I believe even when Drunk 3PO went to I believe he built schools in Haiti or something like that, he said that like it was really bad. It was still really bad, which is wild.
Catastrophe, the United States provided $1.6 billion in reconstruction funding to Haiti.
Where did that go?
$651 million of which went to USAID. Rather than employing Haitian construction companies, USAID contracted out the rebuilding projects to international firms. For instance, Minnesota-based construction firm Thor was awarded $18 million in contracts, and Mexico-based firm Cemex received over $7 million. But by far the largest recipient of USAID funding in Haiti was Washington, D.C.-based contractor Chemonics International, who received over $200 million to carry out a total of 141 projects. In fact, USAID awarded more money to Chemonics than to the entire Haitian government in the wake of the earthquake.
Yeah, we need to like get rid of these people. Like anyone that is pro or anyone that is or was pro USAID, fucking get rid of them. This is oh my god, man. This is fucking shameless, bro. This is US Jades. $200 million. Jeez, Chemonics. Yeah, this is definitely a money laundering organization, and I'm glad it's gone.
An audit conducted on Chemonics revealed that the company had a tendency to not finish jobs, evaluated its own project on arbitrary criteria not having to do anything with the project, and failed to set timelines, causing some projects to fall behind schedule. In one case, Chemonics was contracted to build Haiti's new parliament building, but what they constructed came out half-finished and unusable. The company only built the framework of the building, not even erecting interior walls to divide office spaces, nor did they bother to furnish the building. Left with this, the Haitian government was forced to draw $775,000 from its public treasury to complete the project. Despite these disastrous results, Chemonics to this day remains USAID's top contractor. The construction company was awarded $506.4 million in contracts in 2021 alone. In a leaked email exposed by WikiLeaks, they described this tragedy as a gold rush, ensuring that it would be great for international companies. Seems like the only thing they are culturally helping is their own wallets, am I right? And you know how you always hear about how poor people are in Venezuela and how the politicians are so rich and live in luxury? Yeah, part of that has to do with USAID. Billions of dollars of aid we sent to Venezuela just lined the pockets of US-backed politicians there. Only 2% of the aid we sent to Venezuela actually went to help Venezuelans. So at this point, the whole world was basically sick of USAID's bullshit. In 2013, Bolivian President Evo Morales expelled USAID officials from his country on the grounds that the agency had conspired against his government by allegedly manipulating social movements in the country. He also charged that a previous USAID program that sought to help cocoa farms switch to new crops was politically motivated.
Of course
Russia expelled the agency in 2012 for similar reasons. Its foreign ministry argued in a statement that USAID attempts to influence political processes through its grants. And in February, Kenyan Cabinet Secretary Francis Kimimya claimed that his government had evidence that USAID had hired activists to organize anti-government protests in Nairobi in an effort to topple the government. Oh, and if you're
Yeah, they're trying to like the USAID trying to wiggle the tiny dicks, probably smaller than mine, into these other countries and like foreign affairs to try to like stir shit up. Like, why? What's the point other than, well, we do know what the point is. It's to fucking launder money.
You're wondering why so many news outlets and journalists were freaking out over the potential shutting down of USAID? Yeah, it's probably because it's where their paychecks were coming from. Yeah, apparently USAID was funding about 6,200 journalists and 707 news outlets.
That's a lot
all
of
across
people.
the world. Not even just America. For example, the editor-in-chief of a Ukrainian news outlet wrote that destroying USAID was a greater threat to Ukrainian journalism than the Russian invasion.
No fucking way that's... USAID freeze is greater threat to independent Ukrainian journalism than either COVID-19 pandemic or the Russian invasion. That's fucking insane. Yeah, these people were getting fucking paid. Oh my god.
What? There were independent outlets shutting down everywhere, including Russia after the USAID freeze. So we were apparently funding media in both Ukraine and Russia.
I'm playing both sides so that I always come out on top.
Serbia, Moldova, all across Latin America, independent outlets shutting down everywhere. All because the little sister of the CIA can't pay no mo. So I have a question. Why the f*** were we funding media in all these other countries? Well, the CEO for the
Propaganda?
Center of Investigative Reporting, a USAID-supported Bosnian media organization, said it best. Quote, "If you are funded by the US government, there are certain topics that you would simply not go after because the US government has its interests that are above all else."
That's crazy, and that's so simply put. That you wouldn't go after the hand that feeds you, would you? You wouldn't do that. That's wild, man. But like that's the reason why I like little government. I don't like big government. And right now we have big government. And these people who like big government basically is like, hey, I like big government, but all your money is going to other shit that you will never see, that will never help you. USAID is going to buy me something nice. Yep, that's true.
Oh, I guess that answers my question. USAID is also ridden with other scandals, such as covering up a child sex abuse ring in Kenya, kidnapping and torturing people in Uruguay, forced sterilizing 300,000 Peruvian women, and the famous one you all know, funding drug production in Afghanistan. Oopsie poopsies, we did little fucky wuckies. Now think about all the other shit that hasn't been exposed. These aren't mistakes.
I don't
These
even
aren't
know
flukes. These aren't
the
little
last couple
fucky
three she
wuckies.
mentioned.
This is what this program was set out to do. This is why it was created. We were quite literally funding Globo Homo as a sneaky way to do regime change and American intervention. Or do you think we're spending $1 million in Nepal to promote atheism because Hinduism is such a threat? You're cute. The United States won't sleep until there's an ugly progress flag hanging on a Starbucks on every corner of every street all over the world from Latin America to the Middle East. Ah yes, the greatest American exports, butt, sex, and war. There are a shit
That's
ton of
gay.
old left-wing articles you can find online spanning back to like 2010, even earlier, about how evil USAID is. Now suddenly liberals are acting like it's another fucking beacon of democracy that
It's because Trump and Elon Musk are in charge of Doge. And they got rid of USAID. That's the reason why. Fucking hive mind mentality. We got to stick together. We got to fuck them up. We don't like Trump. We don't like Elon. We don't like anyone that's part of his regime. We don't like anyone that's part of his administration. So, yeah, that's why we love USAID, because you guys are trying to get rid of it. If you guys are trying to get rid of it, that means it's good. It's like, what? Are you fucking retarded? And yes, they are.
we have to cry and piss and shit about just because it's Trump getting rid of it. Frankly, I don't care. If they start dismantling things that I do care about, things that do actually help the American people, then I will care. Expose where the trillions of dollars we spent on the Iraq war went next, please. Or, you know, actually release the Epstein files.
When the fuck are they gonna release that?
Do I think Doge cut USAID because they're our great comrade in arms, cutting off the tentacles of American imperialism? No. Trump probably just cut it because he thought it was a woke gay waste of money, and it was. But as far as I'm concerned, every
true.
article written about how bad dismantling it was written by John Bolton himself. Like the president of Colombia said, take your money with you. It's poison. All the sources I use in this video and all the information I got for this video will be in links down below. Feel free to do your own research as always. And if you like this video, please consider subscribing. A lot of you aren't subscribed apparently. You just watch and f*** off. I will find you. Also, this video is most likely going to be demonetized, so if you can and if you want to, please donate to me on Patreon, link down below. It helps the channel so much, and I appreciate it. And I will see you next time with a less serious, more fun video.
All right, the next video should be. Never mind. No, I won't say it. I won't say it. Yeah, you watch and fuck right off. That's true. That's a good video. Very good video.
Hate Hillary Clinton.
Jeez. There's a video, chat. Go and give it a like. Give it a sub. Go and check her out. I like a lot of her stuff. And she's always been very interesting. Like I said, I don't agree with a lot of things that she agrees with. Damn, those are huge titties. I need to watch that video. But yeah, that's a good video though. Yeah, go ahead and give it a like. Go ahead and give it a sub. Yeah, she's kind of nice. Just a little bit.